Well, first of all, I want to say that before I talk on tourism, I'm here more supportive and learning more about everybody else because our children, we've got to protect our children, and starting out these programs, it's crucial that we keep these programs going. It's scary to me. Then moving right on with what Lenora said, you don't have a place to live. People are losing their homes. I'm going to go with Mr. McLean's comment. I don't think people in this room, how many people in this room knew that their insurance rates were going up 50%? And does everybody know to make it? I think we need to voice that concern because we're one of how many counties? It's a very few, 20 counties, so that are being.
There's a heavy fight in Raleigh.
There is, but I think that this is an area. Our area has been depressed for some time. We keep getting cut, and so we've got to be very supportive. We've got to be more regional and big population. So we've got to come together and voice these concerns when we go to Raleigh. We need to do it as one voice. We can't do it as Pasquotank, Camden, Charlotte. We've got to get it's been more rain from different states here. We're going to have to deal more with tourism is going to be affected just like the rest of the state. Our is down. It's going to be down for another year. As you said, I've got to figure out how people will stop and not pass through the area. Now open, we've got the arts of the album. We do have strong so we've got to make sure we have to bring it. But I do concerns of everybody here.
Hi, I'm Marcia Ribner-Cady. I am a membership specialist with the Girl Scouts. My coworker Misty actually asked me to come here today because she had a conflict, but I'm really glad I got to be here. We, as under my Girl Scout job, we depend upon the United Way funding. We depend upon many local and area grants to help us support the girls who we consider at risk. At risk is anyone in an after-school program, anyone with a subsidized lunch. So all of those girls basically get what we call our Opportunity Fund, which is free program, free membership to Girl Scouts, and our whole thing is to try to give them a positive thing to do as often as we can. Now, taking off my Girl Scout paid hat for a second, I also want to let you know that I sit on several boards. I personally cover Dare, Terrell, Hyde, and Washington counties. So I have a huge range of economics within the areas that I cover. I sit on the Juvenile Crime Prevention Board. The last one I went to was this week in Washington County, where there were 132 new cases, issues within the Washington County school system in the last 2 months. These are children who are acting out because of issues at home, issues with the economy, and it was everything to just being mouthy to being, thefts and breaking and entering and that kind of thing. So it was a huge spectrum. I also sit on the Dare County Friends of Youth, and I don't know if anyone knows about this, but this is part of the governor's one-on-one mentoring program. And this is where it kind of like a big brothers, big sisters kind of thing. And they depend upon the state money for that. That money is being severely cut, and I would do Bonnie Bennett over there a huge disservice if I didn't mention that it's pretty scary over there because the children that are in that program are at risk. And some of them have been involved in issues with the law. So this is keeping them entertained, keeping them out of trouble, having a mentor. I also sit on a parent advisory board with the Dare County school system, and we were apprised also this week of the cuts in budgets, and I realize that Dare County is sitting probably better than some of my other counties and some of the counties that you all represent education-wise, but we are terribly concerned about the More at 4 program. This is a very scary thing. It's been proven that those 4 children have actually not been held back. Having that giving them that good start is really what we need to continue. I also have a buddy at the Interfaith Community Outreach in Dare County, and I happen to know that she has had a tremendous increase in the number of people who have never had to ask for help, who are currently asking for help, and it's really tough on folks out there. Now, taking off all my volunteer hats, I am a parent. I have 2 children. One son is going to the North Carolina School of Science and Mathematics, which is a fabulous program that was started over 25 years ago. In this congressional district, there's about 11 children who attend that school. It is in Durham. It is a free school, and I can't thank the state enough for what a wonderful education those children are getting. There are over 600 children that go to that school. About a month and a half ago, we were told that the tuition grant that these children are to receive when they graduate from high school is no longer going to happen. These children were promised this when they walked in the door. My son is a junior. My heart is just torn for the parents of seniors who are now struggling to figure out all of the scholarships are gone, most of the grants are done, and these people are having to figure out what they're gonna do with these children who want to stay in the state of North Carolina because they were promised this grant. I mean, we're giving them such a wonderful education, and then we're throwing them to the wolves. So that's my personal part, and thank you for listening to me.